this is Coach Kinsey Shae with Bobby Merwin. Welcome to our crazy, wacky corner of the internet. And today we're going to kind of delve into reflection on your questions. We're going to do a Q&A and just kind of delve into the wackiness, the craziness of life, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to keep calm. We're going to carry
I love
on.
that. I have that.
Yep.
I have a Nashville. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
second cup of coffee. It's the day after Thanksgiving, if everybody needs to know. And I'm hungover from driving. You know, that whole going to grandma's house thing, it was close enough. It was 2+ hours each way, so not good. At least the weather was great, which was
Yeah.
nice, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. I just did a post, and I played it for you, and it was just how we just get so weighed down by other people's expectations, other people, or even our inner critic, our negative self-talk of we should be better because we compare to everybody else.
I think that's the
Especially
keeping
after
up with the
Thanksgiving.
Joneses thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I did
Look,
that for a while. Sure is fatiguing, by golly.
yep, let that shazza go.
What did you not say shizzle because it's like copyrighted or something? It might be. I don't know.
I
I
just
love
kind
you,
of,
Snoop. Love
I
you.
know.
I don't
I
know
do
if it's
too.
copyrighted or not, but okay.
He would laugh. He would
He
think
would
it's
laugh.
funny.
He would care. He's a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Yes.
So, what are we doing today? We're going to do some questions, I think, finally, because we've had people asking us some stuff. So, we're going to
Yes,
attend to that
yes.
like we said we would.
So one of the questions is we talked about a mashup with Kinseyisms
Oh,
would be
yeah.
fabulous.
Oh,
And
let me tell you.
today is going to be one of those days where you're going to get a lot of Kinseyisms because I had a migraine yesterday and I could not sleep last night. So I'm going on like 36 hours with no sleep.
It's caffeine and medication that's running this woman right now. So, this could be very, yeah, nitroglycerin like today. We'll see how it goes. I might have
I
to do some
know.
translating as we make our way through this podcast
I
today.
give you permission when I can't find a word to jump in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I've in my whole life I've had Kinseyisms and I used to internalize it all the time.
Hmm.
And I made it mean that I wasn't smart, that I made it mean that why can't I just that I'm too much? Why can't I get my Jazette together? You know?
Hold on, going to the pen, another Kinseyism. Stand by.
So,
Cat.
I mean, I I now I just embrace it. It's one of the key things that
Hmm.
people remember about me. Like after my
Yeah.
car accident, I was with like five of my friends in
Hmm.
the rehab center, and they made 2.5 pages of Kinseyisms.
Now, did the Kinseyisms come on stronger after the accident? I'm not trying to be humorous.
They did because
Okay.
I was like my window of tolerance, that resilience was not there. I was
Okay.
anger and numbed out, like
Hmm.
in denial. I was going through the grieving process. So I listened to a lot of music. My friends really did try to distract me in a lot of ways just to
Hmm.
get my mind off of everything that was going on.
Okay.
But I really embraced my Kinseyisms after that. You know, I used to think that it meant that there was something wrong with my nugget, but it's just I get I just get so excited and I just mesh stuff together
Hmm.
and it it's okay. I might be a
Hmm.
little ADHD, you know? I might be. I don't
Those
know.
letters are hard, all four of them, putting them together.
They are,
That
especially
is
on
tough.
36
I'm
hours.
trying to give you credit here. I know you're running on zero sleep. So what
But
Kinsey was trying to say was ADHD.
yes, yes. But the thing is, a lot of people they think of neurodivergent meaning that it's ADHD. And usually it's not. Usually it's your brain
Mm-hmm.
just isn't functioning like a normal person. I'm doing that in quote because I don't believe in this normal
Yeah,
BS.
I agree with you.
Um, but I would say that a lot of people, if you've had trauma, your body automatically goes away from your logical mind, from your functional
Mm-hmm.
mechanisms. Like it goes to your emotional, to your amygdala,
Mm-hmm.
like on a drop. So that's neurodivergent,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like
I love how
you're
you could
not.
say all of these large words, but ADHD was a challenge for you. You could say neurodivergence, you could say amygdala, because there's 10% of the people right now that what the hell is an amygdala? Look that up, honey. I don't know what that means.
It's kind of like your emotion center. It's kind of your olfactory, like when you smell, that
Mm-hmm.
hooks up directly to your emotions. That's why they say to like like if you like when you smell cookies or whatever, it just automatically gets
Mm-hmm.
you in a good mood. Or if
Yep.
you hear that song, like if you hear from one of your mixtapes back in the day, it puts you directly into that emotional state.
I just love hearing the term mixtape. It just makes
I
me
love
so
mixtapes.
happy.
You knew that you were like the queen bee when you got a mixtape from your man. You knew it. You knew it. He might have been a player doing it to all the girls, but you felt special.
I only have the equipment to make a mixed CD, and even that's old. I should
And
probably
that's
do that. That'd be really funny to do for
they do
somebody.
it.
Okay.
No, they just do a playlist on and stream it. Like, you know how you do a playlist on like
Yeah, but I want it to be tangible.
no, I understand that because we're very I
Hmm.
think Gen Xers are very kinesthetic because we were kind of like thrown out to the wolves, if you will, and we just made. I mean, we would play with sticks, climb trees, uh,
Hmm.
run in the road. Um,
Drank from hoses.
yeah.
Hmm.
We just did all this like
Rode in the
craziness,
back of trucks.
but we neurodiverged from the topic.
We did. We did. But you're right. We did all those things. I mean, the other day, or yesterday, in fact, when I was driving with my daughter, I said, hey, can you get something out of the back for me, out of the back of the car? And she said, but I have to unbuckle my seatbelt. I
Yeah,
said, I did 250,000 miles
right.
without a seatbelt on. You can go 3/4 of 1 mile. You're gonna be fine. Goodness.
So, I mean,
Anyway.
but my whole point of bringing that up is, you know, you don't have to have a label to,
Hmm.
you can be neurodivergent in with trauma. If you've had head trauma, if you've had meningitis and you've had like I've had vestibular nerve damage, there's things where your brain just doesn't sync up. Even depression, like clinical depression, where the chemistry is
Hmm.
off, that's neurodivergent. So we can learn a lot from people that truly have ADHD because they're all about setting the foundation and
Hmm.
building systems,
Systems, yes.
systems.
Hmm.
So we can learn a lot because we get very lackadaisical in our days and we're just like, oh, I'll get to whatever and whatever. But when you have that kind of neurodivergent where your brain just doesn't really click on all cylinders like it's
Hmm.
supposed to, like the normal person, um systems are your lifeline, and we can
Hmm.
learn a
They are.
lot from that in our productivity. I'm saying a lot of P words. Let
Possibly, yes.
it go. It's
Um,
like your urination. Let it go. Let it go. Watch
excuse me.
the last video,
Hmm.
number
Yes,
32.
there was a lot of let it go in there.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. This just in. Somebody texted me and they said that they can't find the last episode that we did. What number was it that we did last, and what number are we on now?
We did 32 and we're on 33.
Okay.
and I have a playlist. And so if they go under Coach Kinsey Shae and go in the playlist, it should all be in there. I haven't put the last couple videos in the playlist, but I'm doing that today.
Oh,
So,
okay. So they're
yeah.
not there yet.
Well, they're up in the
Okay.
live section. They can go to my live section and they can see all the videos.
Okay.
But I there's a way to link it up where it automatically goes in the playlist, but historically technology has not been my thing and I'm owning it. I'm owning my truth. So, this is a big beast to tackle with YouTube. Just like anything, when you learn something new, it's just learning, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why input, I love all the input, that we're getting from people.
Mm-hmm. It's been great.
Yeah, like can you put specific names with the different videos, and then maybe, somebody's like, could you change up the thumbnails? And yeah, and so we're really setting more intention on
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Just like anything, we're we were just ignorance on fire. Just we're doing
Mm-hmm.
it. We were in inspired action. So
Yes. Good terminology there. We are in inspired action because we didn't know how to do an intro or an outro, but we're figuring that out.
mhm,
Um, and we had a certain platform that we were using, and now, there's been a decision to go to another platform,
yep,
and we're just learning how to
yep,
do all of these things, and we're being patient, and we're honestly kind of having fun
right.
while we're doing it, and it's really, really nice.
Yep.
So,
So we're in a trend. I use one of my other platforms just to in the interim while we're figuring out the other one. And if there's something you notice or something you would like, just respectfully, give us an up level, you know.
mhm,
Um, say what you like and say, an up level would be that's the one thing in coaching when I was getting trained. That's how they framed it. They're like, say two
mhm.
things that you like and then give the up level. Have you ever thought about doing this?
And translate up level for somebody so they know exactly what you're saying.
Up level is something, it's constructive criticism, meaning like, have you ever thought about doing this instead of this? Uh, or if, you know, I really like how you do this, but if I like how you put the template of the episode together,
Hmm.
but it could be more clear if you did this.
Right.
Um, that type of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Because
Good.
even with my speaking, that was huge, because you can't take stuff personal when you're learning how to speak. You can't, you know.
When you're
People
learning how to
have to
speak,
give
like
you
public speaking.
public speaking,
Okay.
like when I was training to do my TEDx and stuff.
Hmm.
Because our mess is our message. So if you're going through trauma and you feel that you're down and out, your mess is your message. It is going to be your superpower by the end of it.
Hmm.
Because I would have never
Yes, it
thought
is.
I would be doing this, that I would have spoke internationally on stages, that I spoke on Lisa Nichols' platform multiple times, that I helped co-facilitate some of her stuff. Like, I wouldn't have thought that. And
Right.
yeah, so please don't take my speaking today. This is 36 hours of no sleep.
Hmm. She's not even doing a telethon, which only Gen X people and before know what the heck that is, by the
I
way.
know.
I
I
just
know.
spoke in code.
Code.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just love this process because being in just stewardship of yourself, um,
Hmm.
and getting to know yourself and busting that glass ceiling of yourself,
Hmm.
is super powerful, and it's a blessing.
And what's that thing that you always say about being, uncomfortable and it's something for growing? What do you say?
Well, I say a few things. Irritation is an invitation to grow. And
That's
then,
right. There it is.
yep. And then I say, don't be a peacock. Don't stroke your plume to, to stroke your ego. And so, because, peacocks,
Hmm.
they're just like, oh, look at me, look at me.
Boy, that's a B-roll right there that we need. Kinsey going like this.
Yeah.
Ah, goodness.
Getting a plume.
Uh-huh.
That's
I
I do
love it.
that to one of my friends. He always he quite often strokes his plume. He peacocks a lot, and I'll
Mm.
I'll just go like this, and
Oh,
he'll be
yeah.
like, "Kinsey,
Hmm.
stop it."
Hmm. I love it.
I dropped my phone.
Just throw it anywhere. It's
I
good
know
there.
it. I know it. But there was another question, and I
Okay.
really liked this one.
All right.
She did, yeah, she did give thanks for us adding the description to the episode. So
Okay,
you're
cool.
welcome. We appreciate you. And then she put, any thoughts if the Gen X tough it out and tough love that we grew up with has influenced our attachment styles?
All right.
I like that question.
Whoa.
I like that question.
I should have got that one before the show. Holy cow.
I gave it to you.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm running on
I
less
know.
sleep like you are. Okay,
So
so okay.
I think like the whole tough it out, we just have this bravado, if you will,
Hmm.
of just get her done type of
Yeah,
attitude.
correct.
And
I'm going to start with yes, so let's go with
yeah,
that.
and we often use those frames, those lenses to
Hmm.
expect other people to do it the same way. So sometimes we can go through that filter and we think it's tough love, but at the end of the day, it's judgment.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying everybody, but I know in
No, I get it.
I know in my maturity as I have grown up,
Hmm.
I used it as my biases, my drivers, my
Hmm.
beliefs, limiting beliefs. They they led to a lot of resentment and judgment. And I was brought up very much Catholic, where judgment was and guilt was part of
Yes.
my belief system. Nothing against people that are Catholic and whatever. I'm just speaking from my experience.
Those are post-it notes of the dogma of what's going on with
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
To touch on the whole, does it have to do with our attachment and
Hmm.
how we attach?
Hmm.
I would definitely say yes, in my opinion. I
Hmm.
think that as Gen X people, we grab onto how to do things. We were led by our parents. It was apron string. We were latchkey, and we did it. We had to make things happen. You
Hmm.
know, we didn't have always have grandma there. We didn't have
Right.
daycare or babysit. Daycare? I After 5, there was no daycare.
Right.
I was just told, Bobby, don't set the house on fire. I'm going to work. That's what I heard.
Right.
It's like, okay, I won't set the house on fire.
But
So yeah, we behave that way because we were taught, and we're like, no, I can hold on to this. No, I can fix this. No, I can do this. And
mhm.
we have that theory, especially with relationships, is where I'm going with that. We tend to, even though something might be negative and need to be talked out or figured out or whatever, we still tend to hold on to it. And
Right.
that's not always the most positive thing. I'm not saying let go of the relationship. I'm saying fix what's bad in it and not just hold on to everything.
I think also with the tough love, we look at our own experiences and we micromanage the
Hmm.
other people. So in essence, we enable them not to learn. So that can be a huge wedge where there can't even begin an attachment style because we're putting a wedge from the get-go. I know
Hmm.
with me in my marriage, I had to have everything just so, and I micromanaged. Like, he would clean the house and I would go clean behind him. This was like 25 years ago, my friends. This was
Okay.
I've learned a lot since
Mm-hmm.
then. But I enabled him not to do things around the house. And then I got angry because he wasn't doing anything, but I taught him not to do anything. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
there wasn't really any, we couldn't really have any attachment
Mm-hmm.
because I had to micromanage everything, because I
Mm-hmm.
had to be in control of everything, because if something would unravel, I felt that the traumas of my past would seep in and everything would crumble. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
would be doomsday. Like, that's how it was in my mind, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
And you're going right there with the premise that we teach people how to treat us.
Yes.
And we do teach people how to treat us. And if you're
Mhm.
going to go behind him, excuse me, and clean up after him after he's already cleaned, you're teaching him that he could just get away with whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really feeds into accept and acknowledge. That whole thing we talked, I think it was
Mm-hmm.
31, episode 31. Um, you have to kind of remove the blinders that you're not always perfect. It takes two to tango, right?
Mm-hmm. It does.
But
I've noticed.
you have to acknowledge it, that there was a part of you that enabled that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the being skeptical and
Mm-hmm.
micromanagement, and I think that's why a lot of people that are our age, in their 40s and 50s, many are divorced and many aren't looking to get married.
Mm-hmm.
They're just looking for friendship to do trips with, but they just want their space.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that's the essence of what life should be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because that's in essence protecting your ego, you know?
Yeah.
It's a comfort thing, it's a safety thing. And you can't define your present and your future based on your past.
You do better on no sleep than most people do on 8 hours of sleep. My God, you're just like boom, 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 boom. You're just coming in with it. I love it. Good. So yeah, back to the question a little bit. Yeah, I do feel like our Gen X ways, if I could say that in a generic way,
Mhm.
I do feel like it transfers over into the I'm gonna, get through this. I'm going to do this
Right.
this way. I'm going to power through because we
Right.
power through as Gen X people.
Yeah.
And sometimes in relationships, we think I'm going to power through. And I think that that's more positive than negative. So let me just say that because I think that people lose the luster
Yeah.
that they had at the start. We fall in love. That's a 2, 3 month feeling of this. Now you have to start having appreciation and realization
Right.
throughout the relationship to have it
Yeah.
grow. And they say relationships are work. I'm like, a little bit. Relationships are more of being a bit studious of where you are
Yeah.
and what you appreciate.
Right. It's
Because you could
knowing
just
your
get rid of
values.
that and then go back to the feeling of being with somebody new and have
Mhm.
that, ooh, yay, I'm in love again. You know what's going to happen in 4 months? Same shit that happened before.
Rinse and repeat.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yep.
So once you've done that with that person, you have to keep just that little bit of a sparkle
Right.
and go, yes, that's the person that I fell in love with, and I remember why I did.
Sparkle it up.
Sparkle, which was my stage name, by the way.
Sparkle.
Yeah. I usually say at the truck stop there. And now on the backstage, Sparkle. I know you're tired. I can get away with this shit because you're going to laugh. Yep.
I know. There's no reining in today.
Yeah. Comedian turned counselor. How often does that happen?
I know.
Not often. I bet there's not a lot of counselors in this world that can say they were actually professional comedians at one time.
And that lends directly into this, because we have a belief system and we march into it. This is who I am, and we don't
Yeah,
need
identity. Yep.
that. in actually who we are. We're basically putting the stock of other people in there. We're throwing all the cabbage, vegetables, meat, whatever that everybody gives us, but
Oh,
we're
I've had it
not,
all fly at me. Yeah.
yeah, but we're not actually looking at what we value, what's our heart desire, what we stand for, what our legacy is going to be, not what other people think it should be. What do you want to stand for in your life? What are your values? What are your desires? Because that will give you a lane. It will give you boundaries of your non-negotiables where you can move forward and you can create a vision. It's powerful. Got on a tangent there.
Glad the wall was here to stop me.
I know this stuff, it just ignites my soul, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions that we should answer before we wrap up?
There were a couple, but I can't find them right now. Because my YouTube studio keeps freezing up. Yay, technology! You like how I reframe that?
I've had to reframe it with the things that I've had to learn in the last year.
Right.
With the company that I work for, the EHR that I work with, the digital audio workstation that I work with doing my audio work. Oh, I think it would be easier to run the SS Enterprise.
Right. I know.
But I just have to go, yay, I'm learning this. This is cool.
I know.
And with the EHR, once I did, I had to get all of these like nuances. That's the thing. It's not even being intelligent. It's having to learn all the nuances of what you do. You do these 4 steps, and if you don't do all 4, and if you click this button, you're dead.
Right.
Now you've screwed everything up behind it, and now you've got like 4 to 7 minutes of undoing stuff because you clicked one button before you clicked these 4 while you were standing on one foot and facing north and looking east. And you go, oh God, can't this be easier? No.
Doing this
Accept.
This is very much the same way. You have to do it.
Oh yeah, I empathize with you completely. When you were talking to me about what you're wanting to do and wanting to shift, I'm like, I'm just nodding like I feel so bad I'm not doing any of this. But yeah, you're doing it. Go, sister.
I'm encouraging you to partake.
I haven't been ignoring your phone calls on purpose. I've just been busy. Look at it, Kinsey. Oh God, she's gonna be angry.
No.
I don't want to take this phone call. No, she's not. She doesn't do that. But no, if you did want to talk or vent or whatever, I'd be there for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so did you find the questions? I'm putting you on the spot there. I apologize.
No, I can't find them right offhand because it keeps freezing. But I think the general consensus, they were just talking about different Gen X tendencies, the tough it out, the being skeptical. I think we've kind of talked about that a lot. So if we didn't touch upon a specific, put the questions in, and I am going to go through and it's probably because there's so many people on YouTube right now.
The day after Thanksgiving, I can only imagine.
Yeah, so I think it might be just a little glitchy. So I'll probably wait until the beginning of next week. I don't know if that'll be in it because that will be Cyber Monday. But yes.
Okay.
But yeah, just embrace change, embrace really seeing what is holding you back. Really look at how maybe you might be enabling somebody and you're getting resentful because of it. Ask yourself the 7 layers of why, and make sure to put the cherry on top of like how can I make this better? How can I be true to myself and true to them? This is all reflection and doing a self-inventory. So you'll hear us say quite often the same principles because we live by them. there's a reason why we keep saying them.
Yeah, we're doing, I mean, I personally am doing an effort to live by them and keep remembering what I want to do. And I'm not 100% perfect.
Yeah.
I know that I, at times, will enable myself to not do what I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I do stop and refocus and put myself back on track. And that's much better than what it was, because I don't think 10 years ago I was probably doing 10% of what I needed to.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing probably 75 to 80% of what I need to.
Yeah. And
And that's a huge
it
improvement.
is. And it lends into giving yourself tangible numbers, being very specific on a percentage, or like, if you say that you enable people or you micromanage people, like do a like weekly check-in with yourself. How do you feel that was it 7 out of 10? Was it 10 out of 10? Give yourself measurements so that you can put the little data points,
Hmm.
the little breadcrumbs so
Yep.
that you can keep growing and keeping your vision on who you want to be,
Hmm.
not what other people think you should be. And
Correct.
yeah, and
Hmm.
I think it too. I would really love to hear, um, if you guys haven't watched the last video, we did a little play on like you know, being a wrecking ball and conversations around the holidays.
Hmm.
We had a
Yep.
little fun with it. I would love to hear your takes on all of that and what resonated with you, what questions you have.
Mhm.
We made it
Yeah.
purposely quirky, because you have to, it releases all of those feel good hormones, all those endorphins, all of that. There is such a thing as laugh therapy for a reason.
Yes. Yes, there is, and it's been around quite a while, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of professionals that embrace that as much as I do.
Yes, me too.
I embrace humor in counseling.
Yep.
We don't sit there for 60 minutes and laugh, but if
No.
the client does say something that is humorous and they find that it's humorous and it's a release for
Yeah.
them, then you
Well,
walk with them during that, just
and
as if they were crying.
yep. And the thing is that sometimes when they've said the same story over and over and over, it's easy to
Hmm.
go down that negative rabbit hole.
Hmm.
So you can just say like a quick, you know, little statement, a little funny just to break their state, because the brain has to know that there's something different. If you keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, um, we call that, it lack of a better word, insanity, because you're expecting a
Yeah.
different result.
Exercise in futility.
Yeah.
Sometimes the slang is exercise in stupidity.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's a lot of words where,
it is in,
but
yeah.
but I was just going with the old school, non-appropriate,
Hmm.
not politically correct. So please don't. I understand. But we're Gen Xers, we kind of just say what we've heard, and
I think that's what
usually
people embrace about us is that
yeah,
you and I
yeah,
are not fake. We are both Gen X.
right,
So we can feel that fully of what's going on, and people can sense a fake. So
right. Indeed. So
cool.
yeah, we're going to be in the next couple weeks, we're going to be on our new platform. So yeah, tell us what you like, what you would like to see. We have a lot of fun things that, at the beginning of the year, we're going to start doing.
Hmm.
So like, subscribe, share, do all that fun jazz, and we will
Hmm.
see you next week.
Yes, we will. Might be on a new platform, and we appreciate all of your comments. We love that. It helps us, and we just want to do this for you. We do this out of the kindness of our own hearts
Yep.
to bring something to you to share and give you some goodness. So we
Yep.
hope that you enjoy it, and we hope that you enjoy, you know, learning from the things that we can share with you. There you go.
Exactly. Yes. And lastly, we appreciate you and we love you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we will see you next time.
We'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
Bye
See you later.
bye.